What's up, everyone? This is Bam Black Ops for GameGuideCentral.com. We are doing the Driver San Francisco End of the Road Achievement Guide, which is beating the entire game. Right now, we are going to be covering Chapter 2. This is what we're going to be covering in this one, Chapter 2. Now, I do not have a Chapter 1 or Prologue video for two different reasons. One, Chapter 1 and the Prologue are pretty much completely tutorial-based. You're going to find out everything you need to know just by playing the game. But the other reason is because my capture card failed while recording Chapter 1. So I didn't really get anything from that. All I got was a little bit from the prologue, but it's really not needed because you're just going to play the game and understand what to do. And, not much besides just, the story and teaching you how to play the game in general and, the basics of shifting and everything else there is to it. But that being said, this the first guide video that I have for beating the entire game of Driver as far as getting the end of the road achievement, which is beating the whole story mode. This first one here is Chapter 2, and basically right here I'm just fast forwarding through a race, which what you need to do in between each of the story mode, in between you play the story and before you can go back to Tanner's car to complete like the next task in the story, you have to go out and do challenges and stuff like that, and some of them may be racing, and you're gonna race with this Asian crew here. Is June is who you're playing as, and then I forget the other guy's name. Anyway, after you're done racing here, then you can do something else like a cop chase, or it might be, just jumping a long distance or something like that. Basically just doing the dares and challenges and stuff like that. And once you do enough of them, you will unlock the next mode, the next thing to do in Tanner's story, which is the general story. So I'm not going to show too much footage of me doing races and stuff like that, and when I do, I'm going to fast forward it a lot just so I can talk about something else and there's something going during the footage. So as you can see here, I got to go do the next thing, which might be this and this, blah, 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 blah. But skip all that. We go over to the next thing, which is when I'm right here in the next part of Tanner's story, which is real police work, apparently. So pretty much what we're going to do on this one is first, what you always do is you get in the car and you watch like a little cutscene type thing, and then you're going to drive to the location. And you can see it here on the map. I'm pretty close to it. And I passed the first turn here. And I actually ended up turning past it. I could have turned to the left right there. But I kept going all the way through. Maybe I couldn't. I think maybe I couldn't have turned the left there. I think it was like a bridge that I jumped over or something. So yeah, anyway. You take it to the left over here. And then you go to the spot that we need to go to inside this alleyway. And when we get in there, right about now, we will hit this next cutscene up in a second, and as you can see, he's going to drive up slowly to the car, and he's going to see that right there is the lady that we need to follow. She's a suspect. Here she is right there. Layla is her name, I believe, or Layla Sharon, I think is her name. Anyway, so what we're going to do on this little mission here is we're going to follow her and not get too close. So the point of this thing to do is, I almost failed it at first because I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing. You have to stay within that blue orb. You see that blue circle on the outside on the mini-map above. You need to stay within that. However, if you get 40 meters or closer, it's going to be too close and she'll get scared. So you can see on the top left corner there's a suspect bar. And this suspect bar, if it goes all the way to the top, you fail the mission and you have to restart it. Although I've never done that. It's not too difficult to do. Just not too difficult to fail. I think it's not, you just have to trail close enough so that she's not getting away. And if you do fall outside of the blue circle for a little bit, you'll have 10 seconds to try to get back into it again. So pretty much all we're doing here is following her all the way along. And I should probably fast forward this part, but I think, yeah, the next clip's going to come up in a second. So anyway, we follow her from behind like this, and like I said, you don't want to stay too close. Trail about maybe in between 80 and like 110 meters or something like that, because any closer, right when she goes around a turn, if you're too close when she goes around a turn at an intersection, you're automatically going to go within the meters. Too close, like right here, she takes a left right there. Because I was only 90 meters behind her the second she turned, I jumped back up all the way up being like 30 meters behind her. So you want to stay about 100 meters behind probably. But when you do that, your partner Jones is going to be complaining every 2 seconds saying that she's getting away. Just ignore him. If you're still in that blue circle, you're fine, and he might tell you to speed up every 5 seconds. But for the most part, you can stay, 90 to 110 meters away. and you should be good. And if she does take a turn, you get a little bit too close for a second, that's fine. As long as the suspect meter is still low, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. And I've never messed up. And there are a couple of the suspect type missions in the story, and then as well as doing the extra stuff once you beat the game and stuff like that. So I've never messed it up. Right here, I almost lost her because I bumped into that car. Which I guess if it were more realistic, when you bumped into a car, she should probably get up like a little scared, because if I smash into a car and she looks in her rearview mirror and sees that there's an accident, and then all of a sudden the car that got in an accident is still behind her by like 3 feet, she's gonna think that person's probably following her, especially if she's like a terroristic murderer like she is. Oops, I just told you the storyline. Oh well. You already saw that. We already saw what was going on in the cutscenes earlier. So anyway, we're going to follow her all the way up onto the highway here, and as she's going across the bridge here in a second, he's going to stop because he can't go any further than that. It's like the, for whatever reason, he's, because well, it's kind of hard to explain without telling you too much, because I almost gave away way more than I should have because I already beat the game. Anyway, he can't go past this red line here in a second, so he's going to stop, and that's going to be the end of this mission. This part of the section anyway. We'll catch her later, let her go for now. And this is when Jones is like, what are you doing? And he's not moving anymore. So anyway, that's the end of that part. Not too difficult. You just have to trail behind her and stay pretty close behind, and you should be okay. Just don't get too close, otherwise the meter will fly all the way to the top. But like I said, you really shouldn't have to worry about it too much. So then you complete this mission, and the next thing you're going to do is, again, do a bunch of mini ones. So I'm fast forwarding it through like 3 or 4 of those little challenges that I did. Really fast forwarding. I think it's like 500 times the regular speed. This one here is like just a regular police chase where I'm destroying all the racers. And you can do that in multiple ways. You can either hit them, or you can shift into a car and then smash them head on. So that was one, and then here's another one where I'm chasing down another person in a car. Quite a few of the cop chase ones where you're the chaser and you have to just destroy the other car. It's kind of fun. And then that's the end of that one, and then we're going to go to a dare, because I want to do a dare, and this one is jumping 75 meters in a certain amount of seconds. Finally, we're back to Tanner's mission again, after you do. So like I said, you have to just do a couple of the challenges / dares / activities and stuff like that, and then after you do a certain amount, you will be able to unlock Tanner's storyline. So pretty much what we're going to do now is we fly up into this helicopter here, and I'm going to fast forward this. He does it all by himself. You don't have to worry about like trying to find the helicopter or anything. He just zooms right into it. He just shifts right into it. And then what we're doing is we're looking for a red SUV. As you can see, I'm like scanning almost every car that I see that looks like it might be the SUV. As I'm looking around, boom, that thing just blew up. Looking for this car, hoping that I don't miss it, but it's pretty much impossible to miss, because all this time that you're doing right here, you don't have to scan a single thing. If you wanted to, you could just be lazy and do nothing. Because finally, when you're at the end of this long, this too long actually, scene here where you're just waiting for the SUV to pop up, sooner or later you'll just get to the spot where it's like, what's this one? There's a giant exclamation mark right above it, like right there. There it is. And there it is. You scan it, and that's it. And then you're going to shift right into that one. And this is a car with some stolen stuff in it. So you shift into this car, and then you're able to drive to the destination, which is where the truck is. And this isn't too hard at all. You have nothing to worry about. Nothing's chasing you or anything like that. But once you do get to the truck, it is a little bit frustrating. It's not the easiest mission. I think I failed this section of the mission 3 or 4 times beforehand, because what we're going to do here is we're going to go into a police safe truck, like right here. You just drive right back into the back of the truck, and then it'll close open. You'll shift to the driver of that car, and then just start driving away. And initially, there's nothing to worry about. You're just driving to the destination. But in time, you will have a crazy amount of bad guys following you and trying to take you out. And it gets really annoying because this one's time